All right. Let me see. Gotta wait for it to load. Oops. Oh my gosh. Okay, and gonna copy that. Okay. Oh. Should you just, I wish everything was so much easier to navigate here on YouTube, but it's not. Hi guys. All right, so here we are for the final Mystic Mondays of the year, to include the final discounted readings. So if you guys have not, purchased a discounted reading and you would like to do it, you can definitely do that tonight. The link is pinned in the comments section. So let's see, let me just maneuver this over here. Okay. Okay, sorry about that, you guys. Gotta check my email for some reason. I got a notification. Okay, there. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, putting that over here. All right, so we're gonna start with the transits. Let's see what's going on for this week. I will hopefully have something up for next week, but I don't know because I'm taking the week off since it's a holiday season. So hopefully I get it done before I take off to visit my family. So I'll have it pre-recorded and uploaded, and it'll come out like on Mondays and Tuesdays. So for this week, let's go ahead and link my screen with my iPad. Hi, the Queen Isis. Okay. Why does this, there's like a delay. I think everybody's like using this like on coming online and doing all this stuff for today. Okay, here we go. So there we are. Okay, here are the transits for this week. Let me just move this down here so that this doesn't get in the way. You know what? I'm going to put this back here, and then I'm going to find my little thingamabob here. Well, I swear right now, it's like one of those days that I'm just like, okay, I need to get a second screen. I really do need a second screen because this is not working. All right. So, okay, here we go. So for Monday, we have Pluto in Capricorn, semi-square series in Pisces. And it feels very like having to work through motherly things. Okay, so remember the legend of Hades and Persephone, right? He took Persephone to the underworld, and Ceres is actually Demeter in this legend, and they have a history together, right? They don't like each other because of that, but even before that, they never liked each other. So this can be like something intense coming in within your family unit, within your family life. This could also be a situation that might involve your mom, or a mother-daughter situation, or you as a mom and your daughter, and or around any type of feeling of insecurity or lack of safety and stability. If we are overly sacrificial or checked out around this time, and not wanting to really see the truth of, our relationships to our mothers, or you as a mother in relationship to your daughter, there will be something that is going to push you into being forced to really seeing the truth. So if you have like I would say a strained relationship right now with the divine feminine in your life, in your family, whether it is your mother or you as a mother with your child, it is very important for you to really try to refocus that energy and try to come to terms with the truth. Sometimes, as children, and this is an example that I'll give you guys of my own life. So I had a strained relationship with my mother since I was a kid, ever since, even worse when I was a teenager. So my perception of her was always she was always restricting me. She was always telling me how invaluable my words were, or she always didn't believe anything that I said, things like that. And so it muted me, right? It made me feel like, whatever I said, my opinions didn't matter. And this carried on into, my teenage years. So I was very, very isolated, as well as very quiet person. I only would talk to certain people that I trusted, or that I felt that they valued my opinion. And that, even as a young adult, that's how I was too. I would always be very mindful of what I said, making sure that I didn't say something that will probably be perceived in a wrong way, or somebody might see it as, like, I would say not like out of context, as well as invaluable. And so I had to really, like I would say in my mid-20s, I had to really try to heal that about myself and my relationship with my mom, and communication in that manner, where every time I said something, she always contradicted it, or she always told me that I was wrong in some manner, or she always belittled me, and made me feel like I should just be quiet, right? And so I had, the way that I did things, or the way that my approach to that conflict wasn't very kind. I pretty much blew up in her face. And I told her exactly how I felt, but in a very mean way. Okay. And so after that, she retracted, and she felt victimized, and so that had to be handled in a different way right there, so that she won't feel like I was attacking her character, or things like that, how she made me feel my entire life, right? And so that being said, there's different approaches to these situations. I know my way wasn't the good way, in my opinion, because it really took a long time after that blow up to have her even try to not make me feel guilty for it, And so I think now that I'm like in my mid-30s, we have a good relationship now, because I actually express myself in a much more gentle and kind way. If I need to correct her in something, I do it compassionately, not like how I did it before. So yeah, so it's very important, you guys, to get these issues resolved. And because of this Pluto Capricorn semi-square series in Pisces, it's really important for us to really see the truth for what it is, our relationships with our mothers, or you as a mother in relationship with your daughter, or if, you know, even siblings too, you know. And so it's very important for us to get this work done for Monday. Okay, so moving on, we have the sun that moved into Capricorn, you know, this morning. And this is marking the solar gate of Yule. So today, happy Yule for everyone, or winter solstice. And so this is a new yearly solar cycle commencing. And, you know, in the Southern Hemisphere, I would say it's kind of like the solar gate of Letha, which is the summer solstice. Okay, so they have a different thing that they're celebrating down there. So the sun in Capricorn is hardworking. It is also very disciplined, responsible, and a authoritarian, meaning that everything that they do has a purpose, and within that purpose is a goal, right, in mind, and nothing can really stop them from that goal. They're going to take care of their business, and they're going to reach those goals. It doesn't matter who gets in the way. They're going to barrel through them, right? So I don't know if you guys ever met a Capricorn before, but I do have a really close friend who is one. And yes, she is definitely this way. I love her to death, but she is definitely like, we're going to do this, you know? I don't care who's in the way. We're going to get this done. So, the sun in Capricorn it's pretty much, you know, it's kind of like, you know, there's a mountain to climb here for this Capricornish energy, especially because of what's going on right now. And so it may feel impossible for some, but for Capricorn, it's like kind of like, okay, it's actually okay. You know, I could do this. I can make the climb. So we have staying power here. Okay. Right now, especially if we can focus on what we want to build in particular for the long term. Okay, so just watch out for the shadow side of this energy, which can be overly rigid, uncompromising, controlling, and a perfectionist to a fault, and even emotionally repressed. Okay, so this is something that is good energy, but at the same time can create that type of negativity if you're constantly just focusing on work and not, you know, balancing that out with your other priorities, such as your family and yourself, and taking a break. Okay. Hey girls. Hi Tina. Hi Lizzie. Hi Tara. Sounds about right. So around, let me see. Oh shoot, what happened? Oh, I swear I need a second freaking monitor. Okay, so here we go. We have Jupiter conjoins Saturn in Aquarius. Of course, you guys probably already felt this energy a few days in advance. I know I did. I know I had these crazy dreams because of this energy. So this starts a brand new 20-year cycle, but also anchors in the new age, energetically speaking, even more force. Like the force of the age of Aquarius is definitely much more apparent right now, more than any time during this year. So the two great teachers, which is, you know, Jupiter and Saturn, join at the first degree of Aquarius on Yule, which is today. Okay. And so this symbolically represents the birthing in of this new age of Aquarius. It is no longer an ideal, a vision, a dream. Okay, it is being pushed out into the world, and we are birthing it in through our own conscious efforts, through our own mindset through the work that we do on a daily basis with our own souls, with our connection to one another, with our wanting to improve the lives of others, to include our own. This existence right now is definitely something that has been in the works for a long time, you know. And so right now it is a perfect time to balance the past, which that's what Saturn represents, and the future, which Aquarius represents. And so lessons and opportunities would be an example of that, as we open to a new cycle that is incoming, that is focused on our remembrance process, our interconnectedness, and even our connection to the Earth Mother, okay, so that we can find unity, all right? This is a day to really set intentions and plant metaphorical seeds. And you want to see them come to fruition in the next year. So in the next 20 years, whichever, you know, comes first. But in this energy, in this Yule energy, in this you know, great conjunction energy, your focus should be on the personal, planetary, and universal spectrums. Okay, you should definitely conduct ceremonies on these things, and that's what we're going to do later on after I'm done with the transit talk. We're going to do a Yule winter solstice ceremonies with this actual conjunction energy. And so, you know, it's very much a holy day. I really do think this day, more than any other day in this year, feels very holy. It feels like, you know, a lot of things are just magically appearing for so many people. A lot of things feel very light, as well as the thinning of the veil is even more apparent, okay? Like, for example, last night I went out with my fiance. We went on a date, and it's like I could read his thoughts. Like, he was, after we were done, he was planning on going to visit one of his friends. And all I could hear was, I gotta make coffee. And then I looked at him, and then he's like, oh, and I have to make coffee before I leave. And I'm like, I knew you were gonna say that. And then the funny thing about that too is that at nighttime, I would say like at 3 a.m, he was on his way back, and I told him, I was like, did you like have a problem or something? Or that's why you're so late. And he's like, yes. And so it's like I could hear him speaking to himself in his mind, but it was kind of like, you know, telepathy, like, you know, I could hear your thoughts through telepathy straight out. And so it was pretty interesting that that was happening during this energy. So moving on. Yes. Well, you know, we are going to get, Lizzie, an intergalactic understanding even more, especially a galactic level one too, because we're getting closer to the galactic center around this time. And so there is definitely a big, I would say, anchoring of that wisdom coming through, especially in your power location. So if you guys haven't you know, listen to my meditation that I just uploaded. It was about focusing on creating or remembering your sacred place here on this planet that you created a long time ago, and accessing it once more so that you can continue to access it at any time that you wish, which has a lot of like everything that you've ever done on this planet, like past lifetimes, even if you were not born on this planet, but you traveled here before intergalactically, or even as a star being, you've downloaded information into this sacred space, into this power place on this planet. And whatever location you're drawn to, or whatever location you say, oh, that feels like home, or you've been there before, or you've had memories of existing there, that's the location where you have that temple, that sacred space. So that's where we take you in the meditation. And of course, you go to a different planet during the meditation too, to check out one of your past lifetimes. And you guys can do that meditation at any time. You guys can bring in a different galactic being if you want to work with a different one, and find out more about your, the planet that they're from, because you technically are from there too, obviously, because that's why they're your guides. They have a connection to you. Yep, Sagittarius. Yep, exactly. Yep. Holy shit. All right, so let's move on. So we have the Sun in Capricorn semi-sextile Saturn at, this happened around 1:52 p.m. in Pacific Standard Time, and Jupiter at 2:22 p.m. So 222. And this is linking the energies of rebirth of the light with the new age, of course, being seeded through this cycle itself. So Capricorn and Aquarius, the old and the new, like I said before, the past and the future, tradition and revolution combining together. And so it is very important to find the right balance of and transition of power here from the old age of Pisces and into the new age of Aquarius. Okay. I know you guys might feel a little bit weary about the I would say the transmutations and the actual transformation cycles that are happening on the planet, and it's super apparent, in our society right now. But if it's bothering you at some level, you got to tap into that. It is very important to look into why it's bothering you, or why you might have to let go of certain ideologies or perceptions or even philosophies. Okay. And so when you let go and detach from outcome, which is the age of Aquarius type of energy that's pulling you out of it, it's going to be, I would say, smoother for these transitions for you. Okay, so moving on, I'm going to change this up to Tuesday. So here we are. Here is the wheel for Tuesday. Wait, that's not for Tuesday. That's for Monday. Oh, there it is. All right, so the wheel for Tuesday, we have Venus entered, well, Venus is in Sagittarius already, but it's going sesquiquadrate to Mars and Aries. So, and the sesquiquadrate's retrograde Aries in Aries as well, with the exact Mars and Aries conjunction at 3:45 a.m. Okay, so there is some intense energy surrounding us here. Use this energy wisely. I would definitely want to integrate this energy, because this is about conscious action, and steering clear of the need to overpower or dominate your opponents, and or have explosive rage because someone is not complying or someone is not, seeing your point of view. So this can play out in the astral realms as well. Okay, so if it's not happening in the physical realm, it can definitely be happening in the astral. So pay attention to your dreams. Okay, you might have some crazy warlike situations in astral. You might even have some type of I would say you fighting demons or some crazy shit like that, right? Or you fighting someone that bothers you, in waking life. I've had that happen. So needless to say, I was not very nice to them in the astral. So be mindful, okay? And really, really, really figure out why you want to rip their heads off. All right. Trust me, that's what happened. So yeah, I had to really sit with that. I was just like, damn, that was very violent of me. Your sister. So at 3:45 a.m., Mars conjoins retrograde Aries at 23 degrees Aries. So this is the third and final Mars and Aries conjunction due to Mars's retrograde journey, which I think happened back in August. I think it was like the second week of August that this happened. So for you in particular, what happened around that time for you? And maybe you'll have better insights as to the situations that are transpiring around you at this time, so that you can, resolve whatever conflicts are coming up. So Mars Eras can be a time of taking definitive action, taking a stand and not allowing injustice to happen any longer, especially if it has to do with, I would say, like a power struggle here and there with people, or even you as a person seeing a power struggle in your own society with people before you. So it really is all about taking action on that. Yet the shadow of this combination can be massive aggression, like I said before, war consciousness, domination, and control. So watch for those power dynamics or power and control struggles right here. Aries serves to reveal any of the hidden shadows that no one really wants to look at. So me, for example, like I feel comfortable with those dreams of war and craziness because I've seen it in my personal experiences, growing up in a family that I would say was not a very loving family, not towards me, but towards their enemies. That's all I can really say. But then moving on into the military and seeing combat and experiencing that firsthand, the aggressiveness is there, and I could see it in my in my dreams still. And so something that I have to really try to heal and resolve within myself. But if you, for example, are not used to that, like meaning that you've never had a situation where you were placed where you had to either choose to fight physically, like someone physically fight them, or shoot them, or possibly harm them, and it's just coming out of like left field, then this is something about a possibility that side of you might have been suppressed somehow, or maybe there is issues that surround you with anger. How do you deal with anger? Do you push it down, or do you ignore people's passive aggressiveness or aggressiveness towards you? Do you run away, or do you face them? So it's very important to really analyze these things, especially if it's really happening before you, or even in dream state. So it's time for us to pretty much face that shadow. Okay, so moving on from now until, like, I would say the 23rd, we have that Mars triggering the Pluto Eris square as well. So pay attention to what is unfolding during this time around you. Okay. So moving on, we have retrograde Uranus conjoins the Black Moon Lilith in Taurus. So Uranus in Taurus is a 7-year transit. This is a time to be present and in tune with the physical world, okay? There is no escapism during this time. or checking out, okay? The changes that are coming, it's gonna come and affect, you know, your own personal values, your finances, and relationships with the natural world around you. So with the earth, okay? So Lilith represents the primal power of sexuality, intuition, and embodied feminine wisdom as well, okay? This influence is all within all of us, both men and women, doesn't matter, okay? Now that we have both Jupiter and Saturn in Uranus, ruled by Aquarius, there is a huge push, and you guys are probably feeling this too, for revolution, for change, for revelations, and rebelling against the past, you know, like the Saturnian, like Saturn type of social constructs, and so that we can birth in the new age and move into the future, of course, with Aquarian, the age of Aquarian. But be mindful of sudden and unexpected events that might happen, that are revealing and liberating at the same time, and perhaps very shocking to you, and it might even feel very destabilizing in some way of the old world order, okay? So watch for those little signals here and there, okay? Lizzie. These pregnancy dreams, you lady. Oh shit. All right, so Venus in Sagittarius is semi-square, Pluto in Capricorn. So we also are seeing this Venus triggering the Pluto Eris square this morning on Tuesday. So keep your eyes wide open and be willing to see what's going on behind the scenes with this, okay? Then we also have Chiron and Aries, sextile Pallas Athena in Aquarius, and our awareness can expand beyond our personal sphere, seeing the greater truth and what is needed for healing for the collective, okay? Not just us, but collectively. So Pallas in Aquarius is super intelligent, and Chiron supports her insight so that she is not just seeing possibility, but truly seeing the wounds and the pain that block us from really actualizing or realizing our highest potential here. Ultimately revealing things that will be up, kind of like, it'll be pretty much up to us to do the work for this, okay? So moving on, we have the next chart. All right, so we have Wednesday's chart here. So you guys see the Mars in Aries square Pluto in Capricorn. So this is the third and final Mars and Pluto square. So this is, again, like I said before, it's due to Mars' recent retrograde back in the summer. So Mars and Pluto is definitely a powerhouse, okay? And we are all, or would do well to make sure that we are having our handling, I would say, our lower wills and our egos here, and making them work for us, not against us, okay? So working towards service of something better, something higher, okay? Otherwise, we could really get into trouble here with this aspect. Mars in Aries wants what it wants, and it wants it now, right? It doesn't have patience here. It is pure energy. It is a very action-prone energy, and it is definitely, if it gets in trouble, it's because it is going based off of its lower vibrational ego energy, going after what it desires at that moment, without thinking of the consequences of what their actions are going to bring. So Pluto in Capricorn is long-term transit. Okay, this is a transforming or a transformation, I would say, of existence here, and as we know it. Okay, and so this is also a death and rebirth process, and we see this as leaving behind anything that no longer serves us, meaning like anything that's fear consciousness, uh, any type of big business, politics, government, financial arena, and on our, that's included here on this planet. Anything that brings fear, anything that is not balanced. Okay. We cannot just keep doing what we're doing anymore. This is kind of like the definition of insanity, where you continue to do the same thing over and over in hope of a different outcome. And this is why what's going on, in our society, what's going on with our governments, what is being revealed to us, and the truth that we are trying to uncover is playing out before us. These are like those very typical mind game, psychological warfare, as well as spiritual here. And so the reason why this is happening is because we have to move away from it. And it is time for us to really go after and seek the truth. Okay. And not, I would say, not follow along anymore, and not feel pressured to believe an old, outdated belief system of government, of social construct. Okay, and so it is very important for us to be mindful of this, drama as well. So don't involve yourself too much into it. And be aware of others who want to pull you into it as well. Okay, so this is a very heavy energy. So moving on, we have so let's see, we have Mercury in Capricorn here, squares Chiron in Aries. So the Mercury in Chiron brings up old wounds and pains when it comes to communication and thinking. It's important to think before you speak at this time. That's something that I have trouble with to this day. I do have Mercury in Sagittarius too. So anyway, therapy and any kind of inner work or shadow work is very important and very supportive at this time. And, diving deep into any type of wounding that's coming from or being revealed from our subconscious mind is important. Communications can get intense, so be sure to be kind, because you never know what somebody else is going through, that day. And so, yes, be kind, but also make sure that you have healthy boundaries. Okay, like clearly outlined boundaries, and stand up for yourself if in a healthy way, if you are being tested. Okay, so balance is definitely key here. So moving on to Thursday, we have I keep doing that. I keep freaking trying to click on this one. It doesn't have it. Tara, you have Mercury in Sag too. Yeah. Dude, it's hard. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I'm just like, I shouldn't have said that. But anyway. So Mercury in Capricorn squares Chiron in Aries as well. Oh, wait, no, that I already talked about that. Let's look at the chart. Oh, here we go. Mercury in Capricorn trines retrograde Uranus in Taurus here. So this is kind of like about paying attention about like your thoughts, ideas, inventions, communications, downloads, connections, incoming information that's coming from the higher realms, or even being communicated to you in a form of symbolism or through other people. Okay. This is because there will be many of those, I would say, kind of like revelatory moments and awareness, which are divinely inspired and being guided towards you, I would say, so you can actually use this information on your path. Okay. I like this energy here for Thursday because it's kind of like you're gonna be feeling like you're really going with the flow of the universe. You're really riding that Suya wave, or in the Hubnakub, and that's the universe, the grid. The communication grid that's coming in for everyone, I would say. And so allow yourself to flow, allow yourself to receive information, and sit quietly if you want in meditation, or even do something artistic that'll let you tap into that flow, okay, from the higher realms. Because I always tell people, it's like, if you don't have the patience for meditation, then do something artistic, sing, dance, create with your hands, draw, paint, mold something, and that actually taps you in straight out to the higher realms when you do that. Even when you're cooking, I would say, because that's an artistic thing, where you're just like going with it. I would say. I do that a lot. When I'm cooking, I'm like, ooh, I'm receiving downloads and stuff. All right, so moving on to the next day, we have, for Friday. So for Friday, we have the sun in Capricorn squaring Chiron and Aries. Okay, so old wounds are coming up again. Okay, so pay attention to those, and work with them. Okay, so if anything comes up regarding your childhood, work with your inner child. If anything comes up regarding sexuality, work with your own divine sensuality or sensual energy, kundalini, whatever it is that you're choosing, even through, I would say, if you're with a partner, I would say, that wants to assist you in that sexual energy, then yes, work with them. Or work with a healer that does that, like tantra energy or whatnot, healing and things like that. So it's definitely all about facing that stuff. So we're gonna have like I would say, kind of like a understanding of where things are within ourselves, what is suppressed, emotionally speaking. So if you're having a hard time with standing up for yourself, or if you had a hard time with focusing on what's best for you, meaning telling people like, hey, today I'm not going to help you because I can't, or saying no to someone. Or the other side of the coin would be overly aggressive, very selfish, combative. It's going to definitely add more salt to that wound. Okay, so it's very important for us to have the ability to look at ourselves and really see where we are suppressing things here. But we also will have this energy of, because of the Capricorn energy, it'll be like a tendency of overworking, or diving deep into our work so that we could ignore our emotions or what's going on, that we don't like at home, or working towards our success, and that being the measure of our worth. So looking at your bank account and saying, God, I'm such a loser because I only have $500 in it, like things like that, right? Measuring your worth based on materialistic things needs to be healed too. Okay, so healing around our sense of self, our identity, is definitely very important for this energy too. Okay, for Friday. So next we have for Saturday. There really isn't much of any type of major aspects on Saturday, but for the moon in particular, the moon is going to be in Taurus, and then it's going to move into Gemini in the afternoon. So with the moon trine Jupiter and Saturn in the early evening, I would say like 5 5 to 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's time to connect with your tribe, your community here, share and listen, and be open, okay, and curious for what you are communicating as well as what you are receiving, okay? So there's going to be a lot of wanting to socialize for this energy, okay? So next is Sunday. Oh, it's gonna be your birthday, Tara. Awesome. Happy birthday. All right, so Sunday the 27th, we have the Sun in Capricorn trine retrograde, Uranus in Taurus. And so the Sun Uranus reminds us of staying open to the new and being willing to do things in a very different way from what we're used to. Work-wise and financially, especially for material wealth, okay, having this positive energy is definitely important for you to tap into, especially if you're working on something that like your long-term goals, you know. It is definitely very, I feel like this energy is definitely very more of like the materialistic side of things, seeing success through whatever goals that you have in mind, actually making an effort and taking action on that, on those plans that you've started off, gathering with people, especially like-minded people, and have both motivation and enthusiasm to get these things done. So I would say anything that is surrounding your finances, you choosing a career that will definitely be a long-term success, or even a business venture, you know, that you've probably been thinking about, like maybe quitting your job and you know, transitioning into your being a business owner. This will be definitely the right type of energy to have to start looking into things and to really solidify this for your future. Okay, so that's what I have for Sunday. So that's all I have for our transits, you guys. So we're going to move on to the readings, and then we'll do our ceremony. Yes, that's, yep. All right, let's see. Let me check. I know, Tara, you were the one that purchased readings. Let me check your readings. Okay, that one's for tomorrow. View all activity. We have a 1 card, so that's going to be a tarot card. We also have a 3 card galactic guidance and a 1 card past life reading and a mini galactic heritage. All right, awesome. Are these all for you, Tara, or do you want to, I don't know. Just let me know. Just making sure they're all for you. Let me just move this out of the way. And we're gonna do this. Okay, here we go. My hands look all huge. Wow, just kidding. All right. You're fine, girl. I'm the same way. If I have like to buy a reading for myself, I usually buy like everything. Like, I gotta make sure. Okay, we're gonna start with the easier one, which is the 1 card pull for tarot. Is there any like a particular question that you have for this one in particular, or do you just want me to pull a card? Yes, yes, exactly. Oh yeah, The View. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Okay, that the mouse movie like that. Holy shit! I like got it out of the way. Now it's all the way to the right. Okay. 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 Awesome. All right. So we are going to just bring in your guides and see what they have to tell you. Okay. See what they have to tell you. Bam. Here you go. I'm just gonna get this there. Perfect. Hey, that's what there you go. Okay. So the nine of air represents anything that surrounds, what's going on stabilizing wise in your life right now. Okay, so it might just be that you're stressed out over, to me I'm picking up kind of like a relationship dynamic here. You might feel like things are just not where you think they should be. You also might feel like there is something that is missing here, like maybe whoever you're in or you're thinking of being with, or whoever you're with. And I feel like it's a combination energy here, like a friendship but also romantic affiliation, that is not clear to you or how you want to proceed. Is this a person that you see being there for you? Is this a person that you can rely on? Is this a person that you feel will definitely be there in the future? It feels like there seems to be some type of energy surrounding um, a possibility that you've had this happen before and you feel like it's a cycle coming back in. Like you see the red flags, you see all the different ways that this can go, but your guides are saying you're worrying a lot about something that hasn't happened yet. Like you're self, like definitely like a self-fulfilling thing. Definitely you seeing into the future of the potential energy that is being created with this dynamic. There can be a possibility that this person is reminding you of a person from the past that might have betrayed you somehow, or they might have betrayed your trust. um to me it feels like you have this sense of just directly knowing when a person is gonna be a good match for you as a friend or as a romantic partner. And sometimes the lack of communication on your behalf could have been a trigger to them feeling like you don't value them, or they might have acted out on that feeling. Okay, I don't know who you're involved with, but this feels like a fucking water or air sign to me. Like this feels like those people that you really do have to tell them, exactly how you feel and what you expect from a friendship, okay, or a relationship. Because if you're not direct, they take it as like, oh well, she doesn't care. Like I can do what I want, like that. And so sometimes they do, sometimes unfortunately people are just selfish. People just don't get it. They're disrespectful. And so to me it feels like you are being faced with really having to work through this cycle again with the people in your life. So I would definitely recommend that you are direct and tell them straight out, like, look, these are my expectations. Like I expect loyalty, I expect love, I expect tenderness, compassion, and responsibility, as well as I expect, communication here. Okay. So to me, it's not like it's not unwarranted, the feelings that you have. It's more or less, what are you going to do this time? How are you going to definitely work through this feeling that you're picking up on, because you're definitely very empathic. If someone's hiding something from you, if there's something on their mind, or there's an emotion that they're not expressing correctly towards you. Okay. And so that makes you think like, oh, you might feel like you're overthinking, but it's not overthinking. It's more or less your intuition is telling you, hey, let's look into this. Let's ask more questions, So that's exactly what it is, Tara. And I highly recommend that you do express yourself and you are direct. And then, and you're going to have this way with your words. You're just like, hey, is there something going on? Like, come on, be honest with me. And usually people hesitate with that because you're going to be like, come on, tell me the truth. Like, I know something's going on. Tell me the truth. And so it's definitely something like, they hesitate to tell you something because they're afraid that you're gonna ridicule them. you're gonna have that "I'm so disappointed in you" type of communication. But they have to learn that you are not here to be disrespected. Okay, so they really have to learn that. Okay, so that's what I have for this reading for you. So next I think we're gonna do your, let's see. We're gonna do a past life one next. So let's see what we get. Okay, woo, look at that. Right away. Okay. This one is, let me just move it because my Virgo rising is like, this is not straight. So, okay, so I'm going to connect to this one. So this is an Earth past life. Okay, the first thing that flashed were the pyramids of Egypt, and then the solar disk of Ra, but also Isis with her horns. Who is, oh, that's Hathor behind her. Okay, so Hathor's just stepping in more clearly. Okay, so Hathor was the goddess of love and relationships, and she's holding a lotus, like a blue lotus in her hand. Okay, so she's saying when you worship at the temple of love, you will rejoice within. So they're showing kind of like a past life here of you working with Hathor in particular at her temple, learning about the intricacies when it comes to relationships, partnerships, sexuality, marriage, birth, and children as well. So it definitely feels like there is a sense of understanding in a deep way the matters of the heart. So to me, it feels like you learn this in this past lifetime, and it is applicable to this current one, where people usually come to you for advice when it comes to relationships, where they're just like, oh, I have a problem with so and so, and you're just like, F them. They're lying to you, they're cheating. Like right away, you just tap in. But Hathor reminds you about this lifetime where, yes, you are definitely very, very connected to the heart. You're very connected to that energy. But at this time, you're being asked to nurture your self-love, as well as to really refocus on your needs and your wants. And then she's pointing at the blue lotus, and she says, just like the delicate lotus, where it grows from a swamp, and like from the like from pretty much mud, and then it blossoms into a beautiful lotus flower. So can you revisit this energy once more, where even though you went through really bad situations in your love life, with past partnerships, future partnerships will be much more like the actual lotus flower, where they're still going to be delicate, but they're still going to be very beautiful, because you'll be able to express yourself in a deeper way, emotionally, and connect in that way too with a partner. You won't hold back how you feel. You'll feel safe, you'll feel secure, you'll feel nurtured as well. Okay, so she's showing you kind of like doing the inner work first, working through your heart, your even your she's kind of pointing at your sexual organs, even the sensual energy of your sexuality. Working with that energy will definitely benefit you. Doing, to me, like anything that is expressive of the form, physical form of the female form, like you expressing through movement, through dance, or even singing, that creates that flow of sensuality, and makes you feel much more comfortable in your own skin, much more comfortable in your femininity, in your sexuality. And so doing work in that way can definitely assist you with with definitely nurturing that part of yourself. Okay, so, oh, your first tattoo was a lotus flower. That's awesome. So yeah, so that's definitely the new consciousness that's coming in for you, is definitely a sensual one, working with sensual energy, because sensual energy is a very potent and powerful, because when two people combine, in this way, they create something new, not just life, not just, a child, but also I would say like a kingdom, or an empire that they want to create together, a family unit, okay, that is long lasting. All right, so that's what she's asking you to tap into. So that's what we have for this one. All right, so we're gonna do the next one, your 3-card reading. So let's see, we have for your week. So I'm going to pull 3 cards for you, Tara. So this one's the first one. That's going to be for Monday and Tuesday. I'm going to hold these over here for Wednesday and Thursday, and then one more for the weekend. Ooh, okay. All right, let me just fix this so you could see it better. Bam. Okay, so cracked open. So this is definitely kind of like you really working through any type of situation that might come up, for any type of emotion, any type of raw emotion that you might be feeling at this time, that surrounds your perception of self, of how your life is going, and your relationships to others. Okay, so to me, I feel like it's very hard for you to just surrender yourself to the flow of the universe, and allow yourself to seek help, I would say, because you're super independent, and sometimes you just don't want people to know that you might not have everything together, you know. And so this is a very common energy that earthbound earth beings I would say earth signs have. But the beauty about it is that you guys can definitely transform yourselves at any time, where you can uplift yourselves from your perception of what rock bottom is. So rock bottom could be something as simple as emotional instability, or feeling like there's something wrong, that you feel like you haven't really gotten the support in an emotional way from people around you, and so you might feel a little bit lonely, or you might feel like sometimes you just cannot talk to people because they're just not present. They're just not there for you because you are always there for them. Okay. And so that's definitely a problem here. So to me, I feel like this energy for Monday and Tuesday is telling you to connect to that side of yourself, connect to those reasons why you feel this way. Possibly the relationships that you might have with people are unbalanced, meaning that you give too much of yourself and don't ever ask for anything in return, because again, you're afraid of doing that because you're thinking of like, I'm independent, I shouldn't be asking for for help, or I shouldn't, they should know already, so to me, I feel like that's why the self-expression or the communication comes in even more, telling people, hey, can I talk to you? Because I really don't feel good about this situation, or I really feel like I need to express my emotions at this time regarding that situation. I know it might be a little bit difficult because you're so used to, I would say, thinking for everyone, resolving everyone's issues, things like that. But it's time for you to take the back seat here, and time for you to rely on others. Okay. So it's definitely, that's where the surrender comes in. Okay. So that's for Monday and Tuesday. And then we have Wednesday and Thursday here. So soul gifts and training, it's time to step up. So this is where I felt that Hathor energy too, where I feel like look at the temple, and look at it, it's very Egyptian too. It's hieroglyphs here, Egyptian hieroglyphs too. So this is really like coinciding with what I saw with the temple and Hathor. So I feel like you working with Hathor, as because she's definitely one of your main guides here, working through what's going on with your relationship dynamics, with love, with sensuality, sexuality, things like that, will definitely benefit you, because I feel like your whole, like one of your many roles here, especially with your psychic abilities, is to help people with relationship problems, is to help them through those situations, and their sexuality too, like kind of like life coaching. Maybe there's some people that have I would say, inhibitions about themselves, especially their physical body, or even their sensuality, like their sex, oh, maybe they don't feel comfortable with expressing that, or maybe they don't feel comfortable with the way that they look, their physical self. I feel like you in particular are going to be able to assist them, because you're going to be able to tell them, like, look, if, like, kind of like give them guidance with fashion tips, or even give them guidance with exercising, with good health, healthy eating, things like that, working out in particular, because then they'll like definitely help them with transformation, if that's what they really desire. And also with relationships, with like, okay, look, I've been there and done it too, and this is what got me through it, type of work. Okay, so I feel like this is definitely something that is a part of your soul gift, where you're being asked to start to connect to that side of you, start to connect to your natural therapist within, because you definitely are one. And work with that energy, you know, take the steps that you need to learn more about that, about life coaching, or even about exercise and dietary, you know, things, you know, to assist people to feel much more, you know, comfortable and love their body, you know, completely. So I definitely feel like that's one of your big, like, you're definitely going to assist a lot of people with this. Trust me, you're already doing it right now with the people that you know personally. So that's for Wednesday and Thursday. And then we have, of course, your weekend here, Star Family. You're part of a team. Okay. So call in some support here. So that means connecting to your star family. So Hathor, even though she is, I would say, a goddess, she does not exist, like if her physical body never existed here, meaning that she's interdimensional. She, if you look her up, if you look at drawings of her, she looks very alien to me. Even though she has a humanoid structure, she still has like things that are just like, what? Like, what is she? You know, like, so I would definitely recommend that you connect to her and ask her questions about your star, you know, connection to the stars, especially with your star family, because it includes her. Okay. Where does she come from for real? You know, like tell her to pinpoint, you know, that. And so you could definitely do that through meditation, or even I would say through automatic writing. So automatic writing is when you allow yourself to receive information. You could ask questions like out loud and write, like if you have your dominant hand would be your right hand, right? If you're left-handed, then okay, fine. Use the opposite hand, the non-dominant hand, to answer, because when you use the non-dominant hand, you allow them to take that on and to answer. Okay, so whatever comes into your head and whatever you're asked to write it down. Trust that process, because a lot of people think, oh, automatic writing is so difficult that you have to be in a trance state, that you have to be like completely gone out of your body. That's not necessarily true. It's more of like, whatever answer you hear, don't judge it, just write it down. Okay. And you could definitely do that in that way. It'll help you with letting go of control, I would say, if you write with your non-dominant hand. Okay. So definitely recommend that for you for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So that's going to be awesome. Okay, so next one, we're going to do a Galactic Heritage mini one. So we'll see which star family you need to learn more about and what past lifetime this applies to. Whoa. Let's see. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, that one fell, and so we're going to pick that up. Ugh. Like 3 of them that fell, so we're going to shuffle again. See what's going on here. Okay. All right, so there's like a multiple amount of people coming in, so we're just gonna have to connect real. Just gonna have to channel this because the cards are not. There's like a lot of them just popped in, so let me just channel this real quick. Okay, one of the Lyrans came in. Your Lyran guide. This is a masculine energy. He looks like a black jaguar because he still has spots. He's wearing armor, like I would think it looks like armor because it's shiny, because it glows as well. He's pointing at your third eye. In his right hand, he's holding a staff, and the very top of it is glowing like a little globe thing. Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. Okay, so he's explaining the lineage that you're coming from. So you're coming from the direct lineage of Hathor. It comes from Lyra. So he's kind of explaining the universe, okay, here, where he says everything comes from Lyra. Everything that existed in the material realm existed here first. And from there, the masters ascended and transformed the universe. So from Vega, the star Vega in Lyra in particular, that was where the first ascension happened. So that's who he's calling the masters. So that's where Hathor, Isis, and all these souls, they of course were not called that back then, where they initially ascended, okay, where they initially mastered this technique. You were a part of this lineage, mastering this as well, becoming a guide eventually in the interdimensions, traveling through, assisting other beings, humanoid beings beyond Lyra that were populated, like the constellations that were populated by Lyra and explored. And assisting them as a guide. Okay, so this is kind of like a remembrance thing with you, where you have to remember this part of yourself. This is who you truly are, and that's why a lot of times a lot of people reference you as being a very old soul. And even when you were younger, they're like, well, she seems very serious. And she just seems like she is very knowledgeable or very old soul. um, and that's what he's kind of pointing out in the third eye in particular. He's saying, trust what you're being shown. If there is any reservations regarding your intuition, or if there is any doubt of it, still, it is time for you to really refocus and understand where that doubt comes from. He's kind of pointing at the lineage, pointing at this current lifetime's lineage, your family in particular, where there can be things that come up, like superstitious things that are showing up that you were taught. He's saying you gotta exterminate that thought process and allow yourself to become who you really are. He's also showing like you in the garments of what they call the high priestesses here in Lyra, in Vega in particular, in that star system. And he's showing kind of like you carrying like what looked like a tablet. It looks clear because they're far more advanced than we are, you guys. So when they ascended, which was millions of years ago, before we ever existed, I would say, they had their technologies as well, and they were far more advanced than what we have at this time. And so you were holding something here, and there's like a bunch of like different symbols that they're showing highlighted, and particularly he's highlighting the symbols that represent the elements here. And then he's also highlighting the like a star map as well. And you are charged with bridging that gap in between those worlds, meaning the earth and the stars. Okay. he's showing kind of like a connection. And again, he's kind of showing Egypt, the pyramids here on in Luxor or whatever, Luxor, Egypt. And he's saying, you know, use that energy from that location on this planet to connect, okay? To establish a connection. That he says, like, it's like you're opening a stargate here. You're opening a stargate, you're maintaining it, and you're allowing the information to be downloaded once more into yourself and into the earth as well. So he wants you to try to, if you can, when you are ready, of course, before you go to bed at night, every night, bring a journal with you, put it on your bedside, connect. What he's showing is kind of like an amethyst, okay, or two stones. He's showing a jade stone, like a green, and then an amethyst. So bring those two together. So you don't have jade, that's perfectly fine. Use another green stone, emerald or green aventurine or any green stone, okay? But if you do have amethyst, bring it with you before bed, put it underneath your pillow and put the green stone over the journal. And then ask before you go to bed, please help me go to my power location here on this planet. So Luxor, Egypt, and help me open the Stargate and help me download what I need to download from, you know, this past lifetime, this information onto myself and onto the earth. So he wants you to do that every night until you start to, the subconscious mind has to be retrained here. That's what he says. Until that subconscious mind starts to reveal information from this connection to Hathor in Egypt and to Lyra itself. So to remembering the high priestess and who you really are, and to stepping further into your connection to who you really are and trusting your intuition even more. Okay, so that's what he wants you to know, and that's what he wants you to test out for however long it takes. Okay, it doesn't matter, as you're setting an intention here to access this information from your subconscious. So if your subconscious is kind of like he's kind of showing like the force field around your subconscious, meaning like it's like really difficult sometimes to open, but sometimes it does allow information to come out. Okay, so that's what I have for you. So that's what I tapped in for you. So that's why I was wondering, I was like, why are there so many guides? And I couldn't even pull a card, but that's okay. You just wanted to talk straight out. All right, so that's all I have for you, Tara. I hope this helps. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and let me just check something real quick, and then we're gonna do our ceremony, you guys. Okay, all right. Okay, so for this ceremony, we're gonna work with the energies of Jupiter, Saturn, and Uranus here. Okay, so Sagittarius, Capricorn, and Aquarius. All right, so the great conjunction energy. So Jupiter and Saturn in Aquarius energy. Okay, if you guys want to bring a gemstone with you, go ahead and do that right now. If you guys want to light a candle, go ahead and do that right now. Whatever sets you in the mood for ceremony is perfectly fine. Okay, so go ahead and do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring, oh, my pyramid. We're talking about pyramids all this day. So we're gonna show my little tiny fluorite pyramid. You know what's funny? This has a little bit of purple in it. I don't know if you guys can see it. I think it's just too dark right now. Oh, there it is. See, it's a little bit of purple in it. In the bottom, you can see a little bit. Yeah, there you go. And there's rainbows right there. You see the rainbows? Yay! Every single crystal that I own comes to me without rainbows, and then after a while of me working with it, it starts to show rainbows on them. Even the dark ones, even like the I would say, where's that dark one that had a rainbow on it? Oh, here we go. Like this moonstone one. This is a black moonstone, and this one has tiny little specks of rainbows. I don't know if you guys can see those, but yeah, it does. It was created like every time you guys. I work with these stones all the time, and then rainbows show up into their little matrices after a while. Okay, so I'm gonna work with this beautiful fluorite pyramid, and you guys could bring whatever you want. You're welcome, Tara. Yeah, Tara is awesome. She is very old. Like an old soul for sure. Super old, like ancient. I always tease everyone who is like from the Lyran heritage, because you guys are fucking ancient. You guys are like stardust. True that, for real, like for sure. Lizzie's like, I'm bringing 4 crystals. Yes, whatever you need, okay? We're going to do this ceremony for this beautiful energy. However many crystals you want, girl. Because I'm going to teach you guys how to work with crystals and how to actually put energy into them. So crystals, stone people, in my belief system in Toltec shamanism, as well as a Native American belief system, are called stone people. So when you buy one, or when you feel a pull towards one, it is traditionally I would say out of respect, you have to connect to it first, meaning like you have to like have a telepathic communication with it. I mean, you could probably just talk to it straight out, like if you're talking to a person, like introduce yourself, like, hey, my name is blah, 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 and I would love to get to know you a little bit better. Okay. And so if you feel like a pull, from the stone person, then you can definitely start to work with it and start to pick it up and just ask it, to reveal to you its energy. And you'll feel like your hands are going to start to feel like they're vibrating when you pick it up. And you have to place it in the middle of your palm to feel it too. And I'm going to teach you guys how to do that in a little bit too. Okay, so how to feel the energy of the stone in your or activate your healing hands, I would say, so that you can feel it. Okay. Yeah, so that's how I work with stone people. So go ahead, and when you guys are ready, we're going to start. So we're going to start like that. Okay. So we're going to start to activate the stones. So first, I want you guys to connect to your heart spaces. So if you need to put a hand over your heart, that's perfectly fine. Put both hands over your heart if you need to, because we're going to activate your hands too. Okay. So put, I would say, your dominant hand over your heart first, and then your non-dominant over that one. Okay. So I want you guys to breathe in deeply and exhale slowly. Breathe in deeply. Exhale slowly. Breathe in deeply. And exhale slowly. I want you to imagine a beautiful cord coming from your heart space and moving downwards, through and out of the bottoms of your feet, rooting deep into the layers of the earth, moving into and connecting to the heart of the mother below. Mother, please ground our energy and bring us the energy of prosperity and abundance, stability, and material connection. A beautiful emerald energy moves upwards through your cords, coming through the layers of the earth, moving in through the bottoms of your feet, and connecting into your heart space. I want you to breathe it in deeply and exhale. When you breathe it in, imagine it expanding through your physical body. Breathe it in again, imagine it expanding outside of your physical body into your auric field. Now I want you to go ahead and imagine a cord within your heart space, moving upward through your upper chakras, outside of the top of your crown, moving outside of your home, into the atmosphere, outside of the planets, and moving into and through the planet Jupiter first, connecting to the center of that planet. We ask the energy of the planet Jupiter to bless us with its luck and expansion and its higher mind. Moving that energy downwards. It's a beautiful orange colored energy coming downwards through the planet into your home, down through the top of your crown into the center of your heart. Breathe in deeply and expand that energy around your physical body. Breathe in deeply and expand it around your auric field. Now, I want you to go ahead and do the same thing where you connect through your heart space outward and upward, connecting your cord into Saturn this time, into the center of Saturn. And this is going to be a white light coming through. Beloved Saturn, please help us with remembering the past and help us with stabilizing our futures and planning things out for the success of our endeavors and for our expansion into and receiving material wealth. Allow that light to come back in from Saturn into the planet, into the top of your crown, into your heart space. Breathe in deeply and expand it to your physical body. Breathe in deeply and expand it into your auric field. Now, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to connect with Uranus this time, with the energy of Aquarius. Moving on outwards, create a cord, pushing through the solar system, passing Saturn, and connecting into the center of Uranus, and asking for the Aquarian energy to assist you this time. And this is going to be a bright blue energy. We ask for guidance of the energy of Aquarius, for the humanitarian energy, for the rebellious energy that is transformative for the greater good of ourselves and all involved, for the greater good and the changes necessary that come and bring in the age of Aquarius. Move that energy downwards into yourself, into your heart space. Breathe in deeply and expand it into your physical body. Breathe in deeply once more and expand it into your auric field. Now, I want you to go ahead and open your arms about, I would say, this much in front of you. So here we are creating an energy coming straight from our heart and combining with the Great Conjunction energy. And we are asking the energy of the young solar deity, the bringer of a rebirth, with the energies of the winter solstice and the energies of Yuletide, to assist us with grounding this energy and planting this seed so that whatever it is that we desire is actualized. So I want you to create a spear in between your hands. So imagine the spear with all of those different colors that I told you, with the light blue, with the white, with the orange, and mix in some red due to Yuletide and green coming from the mother. Imagine the spear expanding in between your hands. You can feel its movement in between your hands. You can feel its pulsing in between your hands. You can feel the air in between your fingers. And I want you to choose a crystal, or maybe place all of your crystals in the middle so that they can receive this energy. So go ahead and do that over the crystal. So moving your hands like this and putting it over the crystal slightly like this. And imagine that ball of energy going into the crystal and seeing it swirling about the crystal, integrating deeply into the crystal, integrating into its structure, and integrating into its energy field around its structure. And so it's going to look like a spear outside of the actual crystal structure. So my pyramid would have a spear outside of it. So this crystal represents all of this energy. And you can use this crystal at any time to work with this energy. You could use it tonight to ask for what you desire, what you want to plan out for the future of your life, whatever it is that you want. And if you want to enhance your psychic abilities, you can use it. So you can use this crystal by picking it up placing it in your receiving hand. So your receiving hand is your non-dominant hand, okay? And when you're doing whatever ceremony you're doing tonight, meaning that you're asking for what you desire, you put it into your non-dominant hand, your receiving hand, and you allow the crystal's energy, the sphere around it, to expand in your hand and to integrate into your physical body again. And then from there, you move it downwards into the earth mother where it's planted, where she is going to be able to assist you with really nurturing this idea, with really nurturing this hope, this dream, and to watch it blossom before you. Okay, so it is definitely like a plant. You're planting a seed here. Okay. And we're using the Earth Mother because we are in the sign of Capricorn. We are in Capricorn season. So it's going to be a very potent season for material wealth, for physical connection, meaning relationships here on this material world. So relationships in the romantic sense, friendships, business associations, things like that, and building the dream that you desire and really watching it grow. So anytime you want to work with this energy, it is already within your crystal to work with it at any time. You could even place it in your altar if you have one in the middle of your altar, and just every day hover over it, hover your hands over it and connect and just ask for what you desire. Okay. So that's all I have for you guys for this ceremony. So again, it is up to you to ask for what you want tonight using this energy of the Great Conjunction. And of course, Yule tide and winter solstice and the mother, of course. So, yay! I don't know if you guys felt that energy in between your hands, but if you didn't, I suggest that you try it again. So every time you feel it between your hands, you imagine a sphere, and then you could even pulse back and forth like this so you could actually feel the push of the actual energy in between your hands. You're welcome, Lizzie. You're welcome, the Queen Isis. You're welcome, Tara. But yeah, so it's pretty cool. So you can even do this daily. Like if you want to send energy to someone for healing purposes, like as a gift, right? Because that's what I do usually. So if I know that one of my friends is having a hard time or a family member, I create a sphere of energy and I add whatever energy I desire for them to have as a gift. So if it's healing from a broken heart, I add that there. I add energy for self-love and self-healing. And then I say, let the sphere be a gift to whoever the recipient is. I say their name. Let them receive it and open it up and use it when they feel that they need to. And that's what I do. And you guys could do that at any time. And even bringing some, self-love or healing for yourself too in that way. So you just make it and then you place it back into your heart. So you're pulling in energy from the cosmos, from creator, from your guides into that sphere, from the mother, and then push it into yourself. Oh, you felt lots of tingles, Tara? Yes. So yeah, you guys, your hands, your healing hands are active if you're feeling that, okay? Yes. Your third eye too, Tara. That's funny because your guide was always pointing at your third eye when I was looking at it. He kept pointing at it. All right, you guys. So that's all I have. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. We're going to start TOLTEC Tuesdays tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central. So around this time, I would say an hour before this time. And then, yes, exactly. Yes, the queen. Yes, you are correct. And so if you guys are interested in purchasing an energy healing, because I'm not gonna be doing them anymore live, and it's gonna be just for private work from now on, because the reason why I'm doing it is because I start grad school January, and so I'm going to be super super busy with that, and I don't want to feel overwhelmed. And so I'm going to start to just, when I can go live on the channel, but if I don't go live, then you'll receive pre-recorded and message about the Aztec astrology and transits. So yeah, because I'm going to be, I don't know how crazy and hectic it's going to be in January, but I know it's going to be a lot because I'm taking 6 courses at the same time. So it's grad school, so fuck. So yeah, so so that's why I'm not going to be able to do these very often. They're going to be uploaded instead, but I'll try, you guys. I'll try to go live, and you guys will know if I'll give you guys a heads up beforehand, putting them in like a message or something. But yeah, so that's why. But yeah, so for tomorrow, that'll be the last one for the year, as well as the last opportunity to get a discounted energy healing or activation code, a galactic activation code, if you guys desire that. And so again, in the description of this video is the link to purchase for those. And I do require you guys to purchase before the live weekends, because I do ceremony to really open up my energy, to expand it, as well as to incorporate your guys' higher self and guides, so that we can prepare for the energy work, of course. So yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I am mad. Grad school, I'm thinking, oh, it's going to be challenging. And then I'm thinking, oh, fuck, then I have to do all these papers. And then I have to like have all this time having to work through doing research and stuff like that, which I like research and stuff, but I just don't like writing. So I'm just like, but yeah, it's my counselor was like, yeah, take 6 courses for your first semester and you'll get the hang of it, because that's next semester you're gonna have to take 8 and stuff like that, because it's a 2-year grad school, because then from there I have to transition into the PhD program, which is another 4 years. And so they're saying they're preparing me for the PhD, because that's how much of a course load it would be for the PhD every semester. It's 8 classes. So yeah. Oh my God, when I was in my undergrad, I was crazy, you guys. I took like 9 courses in one semester. I had to take an extension letter to my counselor to add 2 extra courses, because I already had like 7. And she's looked at me like I was psycho. she's like, you want 9? And I'm like, yeah, here's my extension letter. She's like, and she looks up my grade point average and stuff, and she's like, okay, you got a good grade point average, so I'll let this one slide. I wanted to graduate early, so I was like, yeah, just get it done. So yeah, but that was undergrad. That's different. That's easy. This one's, I don't know how easy this is gonna be. Hopefully it is. I don't know. But anyway, love you guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the share. Okay. Where am I? Oh my God, this is like freezing. Hold on, you guys. Okay. All right, you guys. I know I am crazy. I know, like, one of my friends is like, why are you taking 9 courses? That's insane. And I'm like, but they're electives. Which I think only like 2 of them were electives. but whatever. It's psychology. Psychology's super easy, you guys. If you guys were wondering about what, like degree to take, psychology would like be the fastest and easiest ones to take, in my opinion, at least. All right, you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a